Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Unmuted Conversations podcast with yours truly, Latasha Renee. I am so happy to be with you once again for yet another episode. Tonight, of course, we are sticking with the Behind the Chapters series with the Unmute Her book. So you already know, each week I interview a co-author. They tell us about their story. They tell us about our journey. They share their testimony and all the good things. So I need everybody to go ahead and grab your neighbor, grab your sister, grab your friend. If you are watching this live, whether it be via Facebook or via YouTube, I need you to go ahead and share it. Send the link to your friend, to your homegirl. Tell her to tune in because we have an amazing guest on tonight. And I know that her story will change lives. And I want you to be a part of it. I want you tuned in. I want you to get everything straight from the horse's mouth, so to speak. I want you to tune in tonight. If you thought you knew something, you probably don't know nothing. So tonight is going to be an amazing night. I know we're going to have a good time. Before I bring her to the stage, I want you to share this broadcast. I want you to let people know that we are live, let people know that we are ready, let people know that the Unmuted Conversations podcast is back. And if you've been tuned in with us for any amount of time, you know that here at the Unmuted Conversations podcast, we are obsessed with helping women unmute their message and share their story with the world. Tonight's no different. We are doing it. I will be interviewing our very, very special guest, LaShonta Renee. I'm going to bring her to the stage momentarily, but I'm going to give y'all some time to get your homegirls in on this live. I'm going to make sure that it is streaming, and it is. So go ahead and tag your friends, tag your sisters and them in the comments. Let them know we are here. Let them know we are here. So without further ado, we are 3 minutes after the hour. So we did go ahead and get started in on time. We're 3 minutes after the hour. I'm going to go ahead and bring our guest on the stage just in case you are watching the replay, because I don't want to prolong it, because I believe she's ready to talk tonight. I have this inkling that this is ready to unmute her message and share her story with the world. There's I suspect that is the case. So I'm going to go ahead and bring my special guest to the stage tonight. Once again, I have LaShonta Renee with me here in the studio, and she is on stage. Hi, LaShonta.
Hello.
How are you doing tonight?
Girl, I'm nervous, but
Don't be
I am
nervous,
here.
girl.
I am here. I'm excited. Um, been patiently waiting to, come on your show. So I'm excited to be here.
Thank you. We are excited to have you. For those of you who may not know, I'm gonna let her tell you, but I was on she has a podcast as well. I was on her show last week. You see, she didn't copy me today because I didn't tell her what I was wearing today. So
I
she got on.
almost I almost put on my blue dress like that. I almost did.
Y'all, she copied me on her show. I told her what I was
Oh,
wearing. Sis showed up looking like me. So look, today we still in blue. So ain't that
still
something?
in blue.
Listen,
Still
great
in blue.
minds think alike.
Absolutely.
But before
Absolutely.
we get jump right into the meat, I know you're nervous. Don't be nervous. We family here at the Unmuted Conversations podcast. So we just homegirls chatting, talking. But before we jump in, LaShonta, I want you to introduce yourself and tell our audience, let us know where you're from and a little bit about you.
Perfect. So, hi guys. I am LaShonta Renee because The Renees Rule the World. So, yes, I am LaShonta Renee. I currently reside in Clinton, North Carolina. I was raised here, not born here. I was born in Fayetteville, North Carolina, which is around the corner. But yeah, born in Fayetteville, raised in Clinton, North Carolina. I am the proud dark horse of the class of 2004. So, yes, I'm excited. I have two beautiful children. I have a girl who's almost 20, and I have a son who is 13. And we just living. That's what we
Amen.
doing here in Clinton, North Carolina. I am
Awesome.
also an evangelist. I am a member of New Birth. My church name is so long. I don't even say the rest of it. But my pastor loves me real bad. I love him and his family real bad. Shout out to Christopher Highsmith and Lady Francis Highsmith. There are our leaders of New Birth Church right here in Clinton, North Carolina.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, we are glad to have you. We will let you slide as a dark horse because we rep Spartans around here. So
Oh my gosh.
I'll let you slide, but we ain't too fond of that around here.
It's all
But
right. It's all right.
well, again, I'm so glad to have you on our show tonight. Like I said, I'm so glad. Even above that, I'm glad that you are one of our co-authors in the Unmute Her book. Lord, it has been a journey. It has been quite the adventure. But
It
I'm
has.
gonna let you kind of tell the audience from your perspective what the experience has been like. But I want to start a little bit from the beginning because what some of you may not know is this process has been going on for months. We have been in the thick of it for months. We are prepping now for the book release, and if you stay on to the end of the show, I'll tell you a little bit more about that. But we are prepping for the release, but we have been in the thick of this for months now. So when we think about where we were in the very beginning, um, there's 10 of y'all that is a part of the book. You guys had to, submit uh, a request to be a part of the book, get accepted to be a part of the book. And then I, was like, okay, you've been selected. You still had to say yes. So I want to know, let everyone know, what was your reason for saying yes? And why do you think now is the time for you to unmute yourself?
My reason for saying yes, I would say, would be because I want to be the person that I needed for somebody else.
Yeah.
I wanted to be able to share my story, share my journey, the real, the good, the bad, the ugly. I wanted to do all of that, and I wanted it to be a safe space for somebody else.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that I did not have support. I'm not saying that nobody was there for me or nobody was around, but there are just certain things, certain times, certain people that you need at certain stages.
Yeah.
Um, and I wanted to I want to be that for somebody else. I want somebody to know, at 3 a.m you can knock on my door, or at 4 a.m you can call my phone.
Right.
I just want it to be that for somebody else.
Right. Absolutely. Well, I believe that surely you have accomplished that. Like, definitely, when I think about, just how transparent you were with your story, I believe that when women read it, they will feel like that sisterly hug. They will
Hmm.
feel supported because, like you said, that's one of the blessings of being able to share your story is knowing that, you can be the answer that someone is looking for. So I'm so glad that you said yes. I know it may not have been easy. I know it may not have felt the best, but I just want to publicly thank you for your yes. Um, and, just thinking about that moment when you said yes, when you were like, okay, I'm going to do it, or now is the time. I know that not just you, but everyone had to go back in time to some of the hardest moments, the saddest moments, the trying moments, and you had to go back and kind of say, okay, what am I going to share? And then when you decide what to share, you got to feel all of those feelings. Tell us what that felt like for you and how you were able to overcome those moments.
Oh my gosh. I literally had to stop. Like I
Yeah.
literally had to put the computer down. Like I
Yeah.
literally had to um you know, tell myself that I'm okay, that, that was the past and I'm now in the present. I
Yes.
had to tell myself that that was something that I went through, that
Yes.
I'm no longer going through. And now I have the option to tell my story. I had to comfort myself because I couldn't tell anybody. Nobody knew that I was doing this. And so this was another part of my healing journey,
Yeah.
because 9 times out of 10 you don't really feel healed until you touch the wound and it no longer
Mhm.
hurt.
Yes.
And so that's what it was for me. Writing everything down, getting it out, putting it on paper is like touching a wound that no longer hurt.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That is the perfect way to explain it. That
Mhm.
is really, really wow. Yeah. So when you think about it now, do you feel like the wound still hurts? Do you feel like you've completely healed, or what are your thoughts?
I don't think I'm okay. So I don't want to say that I'm not completely healed. What I do want to say is, I guess because the love will never go away. um and I don't know how anybody would expect for it to go away.
Yeah.
um but there's a difference between loving somebody and being in love with somebody,
Yes.
caring for somebody, and all of those things. So I feel like, okay, so this is the perfect way to describe it. Previously, when I would speak to my ex, my nervous system was a mess. Like
Wow.
anxiety, what I'm saying, didn't want to hear his voice. What I'm saying, I would get upset, my stomach would turn, and all of these things would happen to me physically. But now I can hold a conversation, you know. There's no feeling, there's no emotional thing tied to just having a conversation with him.
Mhm.
And so I would call that healing.
Absolutely. 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 That is commendable
Hmm.
because everyone can't say that. For some, they're still trying to fight or whatever, whatever that emotional response is, or people are still trying to find their footing. And so it's good to hear that you're in a different place. And maybe sometimes things still come up, but that doesn't
Hmm.
negate the fact that you're healed, you're healing, and you've put in the work to
Yes,
be
definitely put
be
in
on
the
the
work.
other side of it. Absolutely.
Definitely put
Yeah.
in the work.
Absolutely.
Definitely put
And
in the
listen,
work.
y'all, it's hard work. Healing,
Hmm.
getting over, or moving past, getting through, however you want to say it, trauma, heartbreak, all of the things, realizing that your future is not going to look the way you thought it would, your dreams
Hmm.
seemingly shattered, all of that, like that is a lot to heal from. And so
Hmm.
you sit here tonight as an example to another woman who may be dealing with something similar to say, hey, I'm going to get there,
Hmm.
and it's not going to always be like this. And so
Right.
I'm so glad for your transparency. And since you brought it up, I didn't bring it up, you brought it up. Since you brought it up,
Uh-huh.
you talked about your ex, and I don't want you to share too much because guess what, people got to buy this book when it come out. But I want you to share a little bit about what your chapter is actually about, because we're kind of speaking generally. But let's talk about what your chapter is about, and you can talk about the overall synopsis, the bigger picture. You don't have to give a lot of details if you don't want to, But let the people know what you've actually overcome.
So, my chapter is much bigger than the actual separation.
Yeah.
Um, it took me all the way back to my youth.
Yeah.
And because the name of my chapter is called Becoming. And so it's really the journey of LaShonta. And it what it all boils down to is me becoming who I am today. And it's not just about the heartache. It's not just about the things that I just recently went through as of almost 2 years ago. But it's much deeper than that. It's much bigger than just one moment in my entire life. Because listen, what we fail to realize is for every action, there's a reaction. And some of us have been reacting since 7 years old,
Yeah.
from the very first action at 7 years old. And we have continued to react for 40, 50, 60 years.
Absolutely.
And until you stop reacting to the very first action, you're gonna always be on a spin wheel. It's almost like a hamster inside of that little wheel that just continues to turn. But at some point in your life, you gotta jump off. You got
Yeah.
you gotta jump off of the spinning wheel, and you gotta learn how to do the inner work within yourself. And that was one thing that I've learned on my journey, because hey, I'm not perfect.
Right.
I'm not the best person in the world. I have my own issues. I had a lot of stuff that I was dealing with, like I said, from youth on up to being an adult to now. I'm 40 years old, and it's taken me a while to realize, what I'm saying, that I had to do the work within myself, and that's just what it all boils down to. My chapter is it's not necessarily a roller coaster, but it will have you like, wow, you know what I'm saying? And that's how it was for me. Like, as I was writing, as I was telling my story, I realized that all these years I've simply been reacting.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, wow. Listen, I done read the chapter and yeah, I want to read it again after this. Like, what? Like, girl, listen, and I will say, you right. When it was the curiosity to kill the cat for me, and I was like, oh, she's not playing. She going all the way back. She telling all the tea. She's spilling all the tea. I'm telling
Yeah.
y'all, her chapter's gonna help somebody. Listen,
It's
and,
definitely
and
gonna help
it's gonna
somebody.
shock you. That's for sure.
For
Listen.
sure, for sure. For sure. Look, I'm scared. I'm scared to for my mom to read it. She
Oh
hasn't even read it yet.
no.
I'm scared for her to read it. She's gonna be like, "Let's shot that." I'm just gonna be like, "Listen, listen. What does the word say? We overcome
By
by
the words
telling
of
us,
our,
by the words
listen,
of our testimony, baby. Listen."
baby. Listen, but you overcome. You done overcame, girl,
Yeah,
because you know
yes, I didn't over. I've overcome. I've overcome many things.
absolutely. And I
I've
think it's so
overcome.
good that you said how okay, your chapter isn't just about what people think it is, the quote
Right.
unquote obvious. Oh,
Yes.
she's probably bashing her. No, we don't
Yeah.
do that over
Yeah.
here.
Nah, we
No, but what it
don't.
is,
Nah. Nah, we
right?
don't. We don't do that over here because, and this is the reason why. When God created me, He created my ex as well.
Absolutely.
And so when Jesus walked these years and He went on the cross, when He rose with all power in His hands, He gave us a choice.
Absolutely.
He gave us a choice to either be saved or not be saved. And no, this is not about him not being saved or whatever
Right.
situation may be. This is about choice. We absolutely have the right to choose who we desire to be with. And that was a turning point for me, you know. Accepting, that I was no
Mhm.
longer the choice, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? So no, it's not about bashing him. It's not about, putting him on Front Street. This was really a story about me, and
Right.
about me becoming. Now, I share some things from that journey.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying, that's not what we're doing.
Right.
The word for 2025 and the rest of the years is accountability. And
Absolutely.
and and it's not just me taking accountability. He's gonna have to take accountability for some things
Hmm.
on his own as well. But that's not for me to
Right.
decide. That's not for me to make him,
Correct.
because we are our own individual
Correct.
people. And so yeah.
Absolutely. And I'm glad that you pointed that out because honestly, if you hadn't have, I would have. And I say this on, almost all of these episodes because one thing about sharing your story is that we understand that our story involves multiple people. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
may not have the same revelation that we do. Everybody may not be in the same place of healing. Everybody are at different stages. And but ultimately, you couldn't have bashed them because I wouldn't have let you. I wouldn't have let you because I don't operate like that. But I do
Right.
want you to share your truth, and certain things happen. And guess
Mm-hmm.
what? You have a right to share those things. But what we're not going
Absolutely.
to do is call names and point. We don't do that over here because guess what? We have, generally speaking, we have made our own share of mistakes. We haven't been perfect people. We have messed up. And so I do believe in giving people grace. But you are right. The word for this year is definitely accountability. But guess
Mm-hmm.
what? That's between you got to work out your own soul salvation with fear of trembling. So
That's
guess
right.
what? So I am thankful that you were transparent, that you are transparent about your journey, not just in, like you said, the obvious, but just how your childhood affected certain decisions that you made. How this evolution of becoming this beautiful 40-year-old woman that's independent, okay, who's doing
Okay,
the
queen.
doggone thing and making it look easy. Can,
Thank
can we
you.
say that? And making it look easy, girl.
Girl, can we get a behind the scenes and can we get some bloopers?
Listen, girl, listen, but you know what? We don't always get it right. We mess up because we're learning. We're learning
That's
what this
right.
new season of life looks like. And I'm sure
That's
there's
right.
people who are tuned in, who are watching, who are their season, it may be because of different circumstances, but there are several women watching who are in a new season of life and they're like, what the heck is happening? This is
What
not
is that?
listen, I ain't planning for this. I ain't count on this happening. But guess what? We're
Correct.
doing it.
We're
We
doing it.
are
We're
doing
doing
it.
we are doing it. I listen, I'm so excited. I have had to learn so many different things. I have had to put in some work and I've taken everything with a smile. Like, yeah, I've hollered, I've done it all. But at the end of the day, listen, when God give you the strength, when he give you the ability, when he put people, places and things in your life, you have no other choice but to give him the glory
Absolutely.
and put in the work. You know what I'm saying? Like I do want to say that learning has made me push my daughter a whole lot harder,
Mhm.
because many people know, I met my ex when I was 17 years old. So he literally took me from my mom's house into, our house.
Yeah.
And so I had to literally, after 20 years, I had to literally learn how to do a lot of the things on my own. Now, I would say this. I didn't pay attention enough in the kitchen. So I'm still struggling in that area. I'm
Wait
still
a minute.
struggling. I'm
Wait a
still
minute.
struggling.
She said, I'm still learning how to cook. Don't judge
I'm
me.
still don't judge me. Please don't judge me. But we have not missed a meal, baby. We have not missed a meal. I promise
Amen.
you.
Amen.
But I teach my daughter and I tell her, I try to teach her independence. Like the things that I'm learning late, I'm trying to teach her now. I do feel like it's a good idea for women to live on their own for at least a year, maybe 2 years before they decide to, move in with a boyfriend or get married and then, move in with a man or whatever, roommate, even a roommate. I really think women need that type of
Mhm.
independence in their life, going forward, before they lock in.
Listen. At this point, listen, I'm sick of that part. Can somebody send my husband, please? Because listen, I've
Girl,
been independent for too long. Girl, I'm
girl,
tired of
listen,
paying these bills by myself. They trying to kill me.
girl,
Shoot.
listen,
People be talking about, do you
listen.
feel safe at home? No, these bills trying to kill me.
These bills trying to, girl, I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. But I'm content. I'm content.
Yes,
I'm content.
yes.
I'm content in my new journey. I'm content.
Amen.
The peace,
Yeah.
just a lot. Just a lot, learning who LaShonta
Mhm.
truly is.
Yeah.
I didn't know her. I didn't know who she was. I didn't know how she felt. I didn't know what she liked. I didn't know what she wanted to do. I didn't, and so these past 2 years is letting me know that, girl, there's some things you do that I don't like. We need to change.
Yeah.
you know
Absolutely.
and just finding out what LaShonta likes to do, and that's
Yeah.
been, it's been an amazing journey, doing a lot of things by myself, a lot of experiences by myself. I had to learn not to depend so much on people, whether it be my
Yeah.
friends, whether it be my parents, my brothers,
Mhm.
sister-in-law, and just like,
Yeah.
like all of that, like letting me feel the strength,
Yeah.
that I had, that I didn't know that I had. And that's been amazing.
What do you think kept you from experiencing those things or knowing those things about you? Because when you speak of, well, I didn't know LaShonta. What do
Mhm.
you think kept you from knowing who she was all of this time?
So I took my marriage very seriously. Um, and of course, I grew up in a single parent home.
Hmm.
So, my dad was with my mom up into a certain age.
Hmm.
But then, even then, I didn't really see what happy married couple was. So
Yeah.
I wanted to create that for my family and for my children. At a very early age, I said that my children weren't gonna know what a bootlegger's house.
Yeah.
At a very early age, I said that I didn't want my children to experience domestic violence.
Yeah.
I wanted them to be in a two-parent household. I wanted us to love the Lord real bad. I wanted to raise them up in a church. So I put everything that I had into my husband and into my children. And then, of course, church.
Yeah.
If everybody who knows me knows that I love church. Everything that has to do with ministry, I didn't just involve myself in it. My spouse was part of the church, our children was
Yeah.
part of the church. Like, we 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 were the church pretty much by ourselves. I was the preacher. My husband played the drums. He was a singer. Masha's a singer. Buddy played the drums. Like, listen,
Yeah.
we could put on a Bible study, a quartet show.
Okay.
Listen, listen. But Buddy could prophesy.
Hmm.
Masha. So
Yeah.
yeah. So that's what it was for me. It was, I felt like as a wife, that was something that I needed to do. I needed to put it all into him, so that he could, take care of us.
Yeah.
And I'm just now learning, that that's not what it's all about. um and so yeah, that's been a true eye opener for me.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you've come to that realization, just knowing that you are important too. You
Yeah.
matter as well.
Hmm.
And that, yes, your husband is the head and he matters, and your children too, but just realizing that LaShonta matters too, and LaShonta has something to say, and LaShonta has a story, and LaShonta has a right to grow and evolve and all of the things too. So I'm so glad that you are at a place now where you're learning to love on LaShonta. It is a
Yes.
beautiful thing to see.
Yes,
I'm
it
telling you.
is. It
Yeah.
is. At first I struggle because I'm like, how selfish of you. Like, how dare you? Like, how
Mhm.
dare you do these things for yourself? At first I was feeling so guilty. Like I was feeling like, I didn't deserve
Mhm.
the pouring
Yeah.
back into myself. Like I didn't deserve to keep my hair done. I didn't deserve to, keep my nails done or to get me
Right.
a cute outfit or, what I'm saying, take myself to the movies or out to eat, and girl, after about 2 months of that, sis,
You was
I
like,
was
oh,
over it.
I deserve all the things. You talking about
I
this
was like,
feel good.
yes, girl, I was over it.
Yeah.
I was over. And so that's what prompted me to my weight loss journey. That's really what prompted me. Well, after, coming out of depression and coming out, I'll say wilderness. I'm not gonna necessarily say depression, but
Yeah.
I'll say coming out of my wilderness journey, the weight started falling, and then I started taking it serious about a year
Mhm.
ago and wanted to change the way I eat. I was starting to hit the gym, getting my steps in and stuff. When I started seeing it falling a little bit, that gave me more confidence, boosted me up a little bit more,
Yeah. Yeah.
and so I kind of just kept running with it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, honey, we see it. We see it. We see it physically. We see it emotionally, mentally. We see that confidence, girl. That smile is bigger and brighter. And we are
Yes.
glad, listen, because it's nothing like coming out of a wilderness experience and seeing the joy on the other side.
The
Because I know that
joy.
sometimes we go through things and it feels like this, we ain't gonna never come out. Like, oh
Yep.
God, this is the end. But to be on the other side and you can look back and say, look where the Lord has brought me from.
Look where the Lord has brought me from, baby. It won't nobody but the Lord
Okay.
because, listen, out of my mind, I should have been. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
Locked up, I should have been. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
I'm grateful. I'm grateful that He
Yeah.
kept me. That's it. I'm grateful
Absolutely.
that He kept me. Even in
Girl.
my mess, baby. Even in my mess, He kept
Yeah.
me.
Because,
So
like I
I'm
said
grateful.
earlier, we don't always listen. We don't always make the right decision. Sometimes we step out of character. Sometimes we stray from the will or the purpose of what He would have for what God would have for us. But He
Mhm.
still gives us the grace and be like, "Come on, you my
Come
child.
on.
Come
Come
on,
on. Come on.
you're tripping a little bit, but come on back home."
Come on. You know how they say in that scripture how he had 99 but left to go get the one. I'm the one.
We was the one. We both of us.
Jesus had to come back and get me. Said,
Said
come
he had
on,
to come see
sure.
about us. He talking about where she at? Wait, y'all, wait. Let me go get this one because the hard headed one
The
that been
hard headed
cutting up.
ones. Yes,
Listen,
absolutely.
I understand it. And what I want to say is that listen, thank God that that the Lord did not forget about us.
That's
I'm
right.
sure that our listeners, our subscribers understand. They can relate because listen, the women here that get it, they get it.
They get it.
And so, and I know, LaShonta, you talk a lot about your healing journey. Can you tell us what that looked like? Because I know a lot of times when we speak to women here on our podcast, it can look different for other people. Some people go to therapy, and we are uh, very much advocates of therapy and mental health here at the Unmuted Conversations podcast. Some people turn strictly to, the Lord, prayer, meditation, all of those things. So, and there, I believe in God and therapy.
Yeah.
But whatever works for you. So I just want to, you to kind of tell us how you got here as far as your healing journey.
So my healing journey looked like a roller coaster, honey. I'm not even gonna sit here and sugarcoat anything. I'm gonna be as transparent as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Baby, I cut up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you hear me, people? I cut up real
She cut
bad.
up. Y'all hear
Um,
that?
I cut up. I cried a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I can remember a friend of mine coming to pick me up, and she took me to the country. And she sat in the car, and she had the light. It was pitch black. I mean, and And she sat in the car and she allowed the headlights to shine on me. And I screamed and I
Yeah.
hollered and I cried. And
Yeah.
I'm saying, it was ugly. My
Yeah.
healing journey was ugly.
Yeah.
Um, After I cried, I fought physically.
Yeah.
After I fought, I began to music was my therapy. So I
Mhm.
began to I bought me some beats, the headphones, and I decided to hit the gym. And I took out everything that I was feeling on the treadmill. I tried to lift weights, I was, in the gym. I'm gonna say that.
Yeah.
And that's what my healing journey was. And then I began to love on myself. I started taking pictures.
Yeah.
And putting affirmations up on my wall. I painted my room, and I began to command peace to come to me. I began to command love and joy to come to me. And I started taking a lot of stuff back, like stuff that I did not want to tolerate. I no longer tolerated it. I didn't want it anymore. And I began to take back the me that I once was, because I started turning into a person that I didn't recognize, and I didn't like her. And at one point I was boasting about it, like I was this new chick, and I
Mhm.
was this, that, and the
Yeah.
third.
Yeah.
And then I realized, like, that's not me. That's not me. Like, I'm still gonna love, no matter how you treat me. I'm still gonna care, no matter if you don't care.
Mhm.
I'm gonna still, give. I'm gonna still do. I'm gonna still speak,
Wow.
because
Wow.
that's just who I am. My heart does not allow me to do the same things that was done to me. My heart just won't allow it. And I love me for that, because one thing that I have learned on my journey is that God is truly taking care of me, and I don't have to. I don't have to
Ooh,
take care of me.
yes. Yes.
He is going to cover me. He's going to secure everything that I need for me and my children.
Yeah.
And so that's what I had to go with. I had to go with that, because we can't do it on our own. We need help, and we don't
Yeah.
need help from the humans. We need help from Christ. We need help from Jesus.
Wow.
um and so
Wow.
that's what my healing journey looked like, taking care of me, pouring into me, doing the things that I needed to do for me. I started working at the school, and I absolutely, everybody know I love children. I love kids. And so that's been healing for me. Oh, and my podcast. So I did not go to therapy. I could not find a therapist. I'm still currently trying to find a therapist,
Mhm.
but I'm gonna say that my podcast has been therapy for me. Has been my therapist.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good too. I can definitely relate to what you're saying. I think that sometimes, when we go through traumatic things, when we go through painful things, it has the potential to change who we are.
It
And so when you
does.
said, I didn't like that person I was becoming, I totally get, because listen, I know for me, I kind of turned mean too. And I was just like,
Mhm.
no, I'm not going to let this heart in my heart, because I'm not a malicious person. I'm not a mean person. Let me take that back. Let me revisit that. And so I think that is so powerful that you said that you were honest about that, because sometimes pain will take you to a place and you
It
don't
will.
recognize yourself. And like how
Mhm.
you said, you at first you think, there ain't nothing cute about that. It's nothing cute whenever we're not representing Christ and we're women
Mhm.
of God. And, we know that we are called to be leaders and things of
Mhm.
that nature. So I'm so glad that you have come to that revelation and you are walking in, you became, girl. Let's be clear. Like, you are a new creature and you are doing the doggone thing. Like, I'm so proud of you, because it was a choice to heal. It
It
was a
was a
choice
choice.
to become. It
Mhm.
was a choice to allow God to do the work in you.
Mm-hmm.
You could still be somewhere in the street fighting. But you like, nah, like I'm better than that. I want to do better than that. I want better for my children. And it's a
Mm-hmm.
choice that you made. So I'm so proud of you. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that you have really come to a place where you've accepted some things. May not be the things that you wanted, that you expected, but you are allowing God to be God. And so I think it's commendable. I think there's so many of our audience, listeners, and our subscribers who can relate. And I want them to hear your story, hear your testimony, and know that even if they're in a situation like you're in, even if it has nothing to do with a marriage or a breakup or any of those things, that they can become too. They
Mm-hmm.
can
Absolutely.
overcome, they can do all of the things, and they can still live their dreams. Girl, you love children, and guess where you at now? In the school system. Okay?
Loving it. Loving it.
Loving it and doing a
Lo-
superior job. Okay?
Loving it.
So
Yes.
it's just,
Thank you.
and when we think about the journey that led us to where we are, to where you are, it's kind of like, well, God, you be like, dang, God, I hope, did you have to take me this way? Did you have to teach me the lessons this way? But nevertheless, we are here and you're thriving. So, but sometimes I'll be like, God, you couldn't find no other way to teach me that lesson.
Like no other way, Lord. Like no other
Listen,
way. Like
okay.
20 years, Lord. You know what I could have been doing with 20 years?
I literally said that to my therapist the other day. I was like, God couldn't think of no other way to
No
teach
other
me
way.
that same exact lesson. Like he had to send me this way.
But listen, he probably did.
You
But
know
we
he did.
hard
You
headed.
know he did. You
You
know he
know,
did. You
you know
know.
he, he probably told us a different way, but we wasn't listening. We
We won't
wasn't
listen.
listening that way. So now I'm gonna have to show you another way or tell you another way to get your attention. Because listen,
Girl.
you love this man, okay? But I
Mhm.
need you to love me more. I
That
need you
part.
to love me
That
more.
part. That part. And insert, leave that part blank. She said this man, for it could be whatever your love this is.
Oh yeah,
Shoot,
love this
you know
is.
what I
That's
mean?
right.
You
That's
love this,
absolutely right.
and
Yeah,
but I need you to love the Lord more. He said, "Oh, you gonna put me on the back burner? Let me go ahead and snatch that." At least that was the
absolutely.
case. Like, that was the case for me.
Yeah, that I believe that was a little of the case for me too. Because actually the Lord allowed me to do a show on idols. So if you have the chance
Mm,
to get on Cutting Through the Red Tape, I have Prophetess K up there, and or Pastor K. I'm sorry. Oh, did I just speak that? Prophetess K. Okay. But Pastor K is on my show talking about idols, and sometimes we can love it more than we love God. And
yeah,
for those of you who know me, absolutely know how much I love my husband.
yes,
And so sometimes it's just, things just happen,
yeah,
things just happen. And I'm grateful because I'm still here. I still have,
amen.
I'm still in my right mind. I'm still
Yep,
able to, care for myself and for my children and the work. So for that, I give God all the glory and all the praise because, baby, I could have lost him, my mind, my children, my house, my job.
right,
I mean, it
right,
could have been, a long list of things
exactly.
that I could have lost.
Yep,
And I'm not saying that I lost Jay. I'm just saying that we are in different times of our lives right now,
yeah,
and
yeah.
all is well. All is
Amen,
well. Yeah,
amen.
all is
All
well.
is well. Can
Yeah,
let's say that again for the people in the back.
all is
All
well.
is well.
Yeah.
Amen. Shanta, LaShonta Renee.
Yes.
I'm so glad that you joined us today, y'all. We are 45 minutes after the hour. We are still in here chatting with our amazing guest, LaShonta Renee. If you just hopped on, if you are catching the replay, baby, you got to spin the block on this and get this from the beginning because Sis ain't holding nothing back, except a little bit because you're gonna buy the book and you're gonna read her chapter. Okay, so let's put that out there. But
Yes.
before we let her go, because we don't want to hold her hostage tonight, but before I let her go, LaShonta, what I want to know is what advice or what would you say to a woman who is where you were maybe 6 months ago or 8 months ago or a year ago, who is kind of feeling like um they're in their Job experience and they don't know how they're going to come out. They don't know what to do next. They feel lost. They feel like nothing's going to get better. What would you say to that woman who's there right now?
I want to say to you, what I want to say to you is take the first step. Choose you. I was just talking to a lady on my show not too long ago, and what she said stuck out to me was choose you. Oftentimes we are in places because we feel like because we're choosing the other person.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you to choose you, and whatever that looks like, whatever that feels like, I want you to do that for you, because we stay in places longer than we need to. And
Yeah.
in those seasons, we end up hurting ourselves in
Yeah.
those seasons. Because the Holy Spirit is telling you to come out, but you feel like once you come out, you're in danger, but you're not. You're actually in the will of God. If He's calling you to a place, or if He's calling you to do a thing, then that means that He's already provided, He's already given instruction, He's
Yes.
already sent somebody to help you.
Yes.
Listen, there's help out here for
Yes.
you, but if you don't take the first step in choosing you,
Yeah.
your children, whatever the situation may be, then you're gonna be stuck, like I said earlier, on a wheel, and then it's just gonna continue to spin until you're spent out. And I don't want that for you. I don't want you to be spent out. I don't want you to get as low as I did. I want you to use all your strength to go. Use all your strength to
Mm.
fight. Use all your strength to talk. Use all your strength to rebuild. I
Yeah.
literally had to rebuild
Yeah.
from the ground up. And it wasn't necessarily anything physical, it was all emotion, it was mental for
Yeah.
me. And over the course of the weekend, when we had our retreat for the Unmute Her, I was speaking to one of our sisters, and she looked at me and she said, mental and emotional abuse is worse than physical. She said, because you can heal from being punched or being slapped. She said, but it's the emotional and the mental damage that you have
Yeah.
to deal with for
Yeah.
days and days. And so I'm telling you that, no, you may not be hit, or you may not be pushed around, but the mental and
Yeah.
emotional damage can cause you physical pain. I couldn't
Right.
feel my legs for almost 2 months, maybe. I could not even feel my legs. That's how, and I
Jesus.
wasn't even hit. There was no domestic violence. It was all emotional
Yeah.
and mental, that had my body in chaos. And so I'm telling you today to choose you.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
choose you.
You said a mouthful.
Mm,
Choose you. And as you were speaking, girl, I was sitting here thinking about, my own, situation, or my own what I came out of. And I was like, you know what? What you're saying is it reaches so much beyond a marriage, a
mhm,
relationship, but just in general, whether it's friendships, whether it's organizations, whether it's whatever it is, choose you. Because like you said, there's signs. God speaks
mhm,
to us. We know when something has run its course. And if we don't know, there is a way that the Lord won't have us ignorant. But
mhm.
there comes a point where you have to say, enough is enough,
Enough is enough.
and I'm going to choose me, whatever that looks like. And I know sometimes fear will grip you, and fear will have you saying, well, I don't know what's next. Or
Mhm,
fear will have you saying, well, what do I do now? Or where do I go? Or are people going to choose sides? Are people going to believe my story? Choose you anyway. Like she said, like LaShonta said, choose you anyway, because guess
mhm.
what? The Lord will send help.
He will.
LaShonta Renee is proof of that. I am proof of that. God will send help. And it may
Yes, he will.
look different, but I promise you it'll be what you need.
I promise you. And listen, the people gonna say whatever, whenever, and however the people gonna talk,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
The people gonna talk. And they gonna put together
Yes.
whatever it is they
Yeah.
need to put together.
Yeah.
And the math ain't gonna never math. But at the end of the day, you're gonna be free. You're gonna be at
Oh
peace.
God, I thank
You're
you.
gonna be loved. You're gonna be healed. You're gonna have joy. Like it's gonna restore. It's gonna come back to you. I'm speaking
Yeah.
that to you right now. Like I am a living witness. I had I was pretty low, and
Yeah.
from rebuilding myself, if I know that I can do it, then anybody can do it, because I didn't have a lot of the skills that a lot of women have at the age of 40. I didn't have them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it is possible. I'm telling you, it is
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter how long it's been. It doesn't matter if it's been 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Baby, you can do it. I promise you. You have the strength to do it. You have the ability to do it. You just need to choose. You want to take the first step.
Absolutely. And you know what? A part of, I want to add too, part of choosing yourself too is opening your mouth and letting people know what you need.
That's right.
Because yeah, I know our mamas and grandma said it. What is it? A closed mouth won't get
Mouth don't
fed.
get fed, yeah. But
Yeah.
don't ask grandmas in them, because
No.
yeah. Ask the new age
Right,
ones.
right. Listen, ask people who can help you. And I think it's
Yes.
so important because even you just mentioned how this past, for those of you who are like blind and don't follow social media. We had our Unmute Her Sisterhood retreat this past weekend in Florida.
Yes.
So
Mm,
all of the authors, it's 10 plus me. So 11 of us got together in Orlando, Florida, and just
yes.
had a good time pouring into one another, laughing with each other, supporting one another. But it's like you said, one of your sisters told you this weekend, like kind of enlightened you on something that you didn't know, but you still had to kind of open your mouth and let her know what's going
What I
on
was
and
going
all.
through.
Yeah, because
Yep.
so part of choosing you too is opening up, sharing your story, what you're most comfortable sharing or what you need help with. Because guess what? If you need some additional skills, if you need some resources, if you need a
Hmm.
referral for something, the woman right beside you or across the table may be able to help you with that.
That's
And so
right.
that's why I am such a advocate for speaking up. I'm such an
Hmm.
advocate for sharing your story, sharing what you need. And I do believe that there is a season of silence. I do believe
Yeah.
there is a time where you need to keep your mouth shut for a
That's
season.
right. That's right.
I
That's
had to
right.
do it. I was quiet for over a year, and
Hmm.
I have no regrets about it,
That's right.
because it was my season of healing. It was my
That's right.
season of, I don't know if I want to say solitude or isolation, but one of them, where the
Hmm.
Lord was really mending my heart. He was breaking some things off of me. He was showing me because
Hmm.
everything ain't the other person's fault. Like we had a hand in some stuff too. Let's be honest. Okay, we're
That's
gonna tell
right.
the truth. Let's tell the truth. We can't
Let's
point
tell the truth.
fingers and say, "Oh, I was innocent and it's all on them." Nah, we have
That's
some mess
right.
with us too.
That's right.
And in that season, in that quiet season, is where if you allow God to show you, I promise you, He will show you yourself.
Everything. Everything.
Okay.
Everything. Y'all heard me
Yes,
say
yeah.
it.
Listen. And so I think it's so important when choosing yourself, when choosing you, that you're honest about real life things that's going on too.
Hmm.
And so, like you said, I'm glad that you received the information and received the support that you needed even this weekend at the
Hmm.
Unmute Her Sisterhood retreat. We had a time, y'all. We had a
We had a
time.
time.
Them,
We had a
them
time.
women, listen, these women from all walks of life share various stories, but we had one thing in common. Listen, we ain't come to play. We come to tear down the gates of the enemy. Like, we come for war. We come to share our testimony. We letting folks know that, listen, I might have been down, baby, but I ain't stay down.
I ain't
Okay.
stay down. I ain't stay down.
Listen.
I ain't
And
stay down.
so, okay. And Shanta is one of those women. She is one of the amazing authors who have fought her way to where she is now, not in her own strength, but she did it with the strength of the Lord. And so, LaShonta, thank you so much for joining us on tonight. I want you, lastly, before we wrap it up, because we are 54 minutes after the hour, but I want you to let the people know what is next for you. What do you have going on? How can they find you? All of the things, baby. They want to know what's coming up next.
Well, first of all, before I get to that, I definitely wanted to shout out Latasha Renee because, baby, when she hopped in that inbox, it was like, I was like, girl, I don't think I can do this. And when I tell you, encouraged all of us the whole way through, it wasn't a hassle for, for us to be able to get our story out there. She walked us through this amazing process, and I don't think, well, I know for sure I wouldn't have never done this with anybody else. That's why I really feel like that the Lord is really in this, and He has blessed this collection. And He has blessed and is going to continue to bless Latasha Renee in all the wonderful things that she do. And so I just wanted to tell you thank you because I've never been on an airplane before. I've never vacationed more than 2 to 3 hours away from my children. Baby Latasha Renee had me all the way in Florida.
Yes, girl.
Man, she had me on the plane,
And
y'all.
did, and did, and
and
did.
so and so I'm grateful. She had me I think it was like two of the ladies that I knew of, but they're older than me, so they knew like my cousins. And so this was an opportunity for me to meet brand new people. My heart was open, my mind was open, my spirit was at peace and settled. And so I welcomed new people. I welcomed new relationships, and I wasn't afraid. I went to a different land that I've never touched before, and so I'm grateful for that opportunity. But you can reach me on any social media platform. I'm on Instagram and I'm on Facebook. Also, I have a page called Cutting Through the Red Tape with LaShonta. You can reach me there, or I'm friendly. Everybody know. Just come up to me, say hi. Let's exchange numbers because this is definitely a different season, a new season for me, a new journey. And so I know, being that God has taken care of me and have kept me safe this far, He's not gonna let nobody else get close to me. That's not for me.
Amen. Say that.
So,
Amen. So, and I just want to say, like I say to y'all all the time, I'm honored. I am truly, truly honored to lead this project. It is the Lord,
hmm
because it was not on my radar to do. Um, I am grateful for the women that the Lord sent. It is an amazing bond that we have. Y'all won't let me go. I'm trying to,
she ain't going
y'all
nowhere.
said, oh no, we riding this thing out. We sisters now. Well,
We
praise the
sisters
Lord.
now. We sisters now. We sisters now. Listen, y'all
Yes,
done got
honey.
me on a plane. We finna go some. We finna go some other places.
Y'all that trying to get me to go to Turks and Caicos. Guess who ain't got no passport?
Yes,
Guess who ain't got no passport though?
I
Look,
don't, but it's
look, both of
coming.
us.
I don't, but it's coming. Definitely, for
Yeah.
sure, for
Man,
sure.
we had a time this past weekend.
We
Like,
had a time.
y'all will get the opportunity, to my audience, y'all will get the opportunity, of course, to meet the rest of the ladies. You've met several of them, but when you put us all together, baby, it's straight up. You don't know if you're gonna get hands laid on you, or if you're gonna be laughing till you about ready to throw up. Like,
Oh
we cut
my
up.
gosh.
We can
It
go from
was,
one extreme to the other, baby. We anointed and we silly, okay?
and we silly.
And we silly.
Anointed and silly.
Okay, what a combination.
What a
But
combination.
it has been such a joy. Before we wrap it up, I do want to just kind of let my listeners know what to expect moving forward. Unmute her, because the subtitle was because silence was never the end of the story. Like I said, baby, there was a season for that, but that wasn't the end of the story. So,
Yep.
honey, we are here to tell you how the story ends, baby. And
Mhm.
it don't end with us being quiet. So we have this amazing book collaboration coming out. We have myself, I'm sharing my story. And listen, y'all know I shared my life story back in 2017, but baby, so much has happened since then. So I'm going to share a little teeny bit of some things that the Lord has released me to share. In addition to that, the other 10 authors are sharing their stories. Baby, these ain't no little boring stories, honey. Listen, we
Mm.
got domestic violence, we got divorce, we got church hurt, we got Lord, let me look around the room. Oh, we got one lady who died and came back. Baby, let me tell you something, flatline 3 times. Okay. She here to tell her story, and she telling it with power.
That's right.
We
That's
have
right.
so many things from addiction, grief. Baby, we talk about one woman told her story of witchcraft. Baby, we in there.
Yeah,
So
we in
we
there.
encourage you we to get the book when it comes out. I will tell you this: we are dropping the official release date on August the 27th. So stay tuned, stay connected. We are announcing the release date, but I want to let you know that it is a fall release date. So y'all know fall right around the corner. So you know this book about to come out, right? So if you are not following me, I'm gonna need you to hit that subscribe button on YouTube, hit that follow, like button, add friend button on Facebook. I'm on Spotify, I'm on Amazon Music. Get connected if you want to know what's next for us, because even after the book drops, baby, they won't let me go. So we got some other things that we're doing too. We're gonna continue to unmute her. And let me
Mm-hmm.
just pause right there and say that, because I think sometimes, I think I said this on LaShonta's podcast. I think sometimes people are wondering, like, well, what you mean by unmute her? Who is the her? Let me tell you
Mm-hmm.
something. When you think about unmuting her, what we're doing is we're unmuting her,
Mm-hmm.
the girl that's inside of us.
That's
And
it.
the reason why we're doing that is so that we can then turn around and unmute her.
That's
The
right.
woman that's at the table with us, that's sitting next to us, that's on the bus with us, that sits in the cubicle down the row from us. But so what we're doing, we have allowed the Lord to free us so that we can help
That's right.
free other women. That's what
That's
we're
right.
about here at over here at Unmute Her. So
That's
if you
right.
want to be connected, I encourage you to follow me on Instagram at Unmute Her Collective, all together, no spaces. That's where I share a lot of the updates. You'll see a lot of the flyers, a lot of the snippets about what's going on. Unmute Her Collective. Also, of course, right here on Facebook at LaTasha Renee, you can find out everything that's going on with us there. I also do have a website. My website is unmutehercollective.org. There is a place where you can connect with me there. You'll get all of the information, upcoming information about what's going on. I'm going to be doing more book collaborations. If you have a story that you want to tell and want to be connected, get on my website and get connected. I would love for you to be connected with me here at the Unmuted Conversations podcast. Queena says, hey, ladies. Hey, Queen.
Hey.
Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for tuning in. I want you to make sure you go back and catch it from the beginning. We had so much to share. Also, if for some reason you're wanting to be a guest on my show, I would love to have you. Please feel free to send me an email at unmutedconversations@gmail.com. That is all together, no spaces. Unmutedconversations@gmail.com. Baby, it's a process. We don't just let anybody on our show. We use discernment around here. But if you feel like you are a good fit, I would love to chat with you. I would love to hear from you. Also, we are on YouTube. We still on YouTube at Unmuted Conversations. So please feel free to subscribe to us over there. Our shows go live there as well. Anything else? I think that is all that I wanted to share on tonight. Once again, LaShonta, thank you for being a part, not just of the show tonight, but being a part of the project as a whole. I don't know if this project would have been quite the same without you, girl, because you've contributed so much. You have been so real. You have been so transparent. You have been there for me in a lot of ways. Just being, showing yourself friendly to me, and I wasn't looking for you, but you showed up. Okay, you showed up in a
Absolutely.
way that I did not expect. So I want to publicly say thank you, and I honor you and your strength and your courage, and for you not allowing what they say, the naysayers, to cause you to stop or cause you to stay muted. That is so important. I'm so proud of you, and I cannot wait for everyone to read your story. I can't
Absolutely.
wait, because guess what? People think that, like I said in the beginning, people think they know, but they don't really know.
They don't
But
know.
guess what? You're going to tell them. You're going to tell them in this chapter. So, for those of you who are listening, please continue to follow us. Next week, we will announce the actual release date, how you can purchase the book. Every single one of our co authors will have copies of the book. please reach out to them. You don't have to you do not have to purchase the book from me. Please reach out to any of our co-authors. If you have not seen them, their names or anything on my page, it will be listed on the flyers coming up. The book will be available on Amazon, but if you want a autographed copy, reach out to one of the authors, okay? That's going to be the best way. You know you want our autographs, baby, because it might be worth some money one day. So
Right.
please, please reach out to the authors to get your copy of the book. Like I said, we will announce the release date on August the 27th. So please stay tuned. Until next time, thank you once again for your support. Thank you for your love. The Unmuted Conversations is still here because y'all show so much love to me. I don't count it lightly. Thank you so much once again. I will hope to see you soon. Good night.
Peace.